Alrighty, friendos, welcome in. So in today's video, I thought I would go through my Phasmophobia map tier list. So how I rate each map, which map's my favorite, what map's my least favorite, and all of these opinions are going to be based off of how I play, which I normally play on 0 sanity, 0 evidence. I'm not going to be talking about finding evidence on this map. It's just going to be purely figuring out ghosts with no evidence, just based off the behaviors. So if you want to also make a tier list and you want this link, I will put it in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. So we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up. So least favorite map to most favorite map. My least favorite map, without a doubt, and a lot of you may know this, is actually high school. And I don't like that it's high school, but sadly, it is high school. Now, the reason I don't like high school isn't because it's a big map. Like, I'm totally fine playing on big maps, not a problem. But it is one of like the first maps that ever came out with the game, so I get it. But it could definitely use some TLC, right? Like, it's got a cool vibe, but it gives me like old Asylum feels. And like, we take old Asylum and compare it to what Sunny Meadows is now. They're just two completely different maps, and I feel like high school could definitely get that kind of TLC. So from a 0 sanity, 0 evidence standpoint, trying to figure out the ghost on this map can be a nightmare. There's no real place to loop the ghost. I mean, I could like stand at the end of a hallway and get a really good visual, but unless I'm close enough to like hear the ghost, because I usually have to stand. This is like one of the most legitimate hiding on this map, and even then it's kind of scuffed. So that's like another point. The hiding on this map is so weird. But yeah, if I want to test for a ghost, I just basically have to stand at the end of the hallway, and if I'm not able to hear it before it starts hunting, I don't know if it's fast, etc. And then if I have to go in here and like start setting up crucifixes and candles, if the ghost starts hunting, I have to like, there's no way I'm making it back to the bathrooms without the ghost catching me. So I usually have to make like a makeshift, like sometimes I'll like come in here, and it's just not like a super, like there's definitely not enough hiding nearby the classrooms. I feel like look in here. If the ghost hunts in here, there's no hiding. Is there any hiding? I mean, maybe you could argue you could get away with like crouching here, but like compared to the other maps, there's like no lockers anywhere. I don't know, like the hiding feels weird. I usually YOLO it and find some like clutch spots. Like I've definitely hidden behind here and survived many times. Like you can actually crouch loop ghosts around this map, but it's just not as pleasant. I don't know. And especially my biggest grievance with this map is that if I need to do a poltergeist test, so like I need to make a pile of items in the room, what am I supposed to use? Like, I can't pick this book up. I can't pick that book up. I can't pick any of these books up. I mean, there's like some basketballs in the gymnasium. Usually what I have to do to test for a poltergeist in this map, please hold. There are 2 rooms on this map that have a lot of movable items, and they are these utility rooms next to the bathroom. There's one on each side of the upstairs. But if I have a ghost all the way downstairs, right there where I was, I gotta take all of these things all the way downstairs. It's just not fun for me. I mean, look at a map like Sunny Meadows or Prison, or even like Camp or Maple Lodge. If we're talking about big maps, there's just so many things to pick up. So, long story short, I want to love high school. I love the concept of the map. I just would love to see a little bit of TLC, maybe a few more hiding spots. Oh, I think I just popped the breaker. Oops. Maybe a couple more movable items. Oh, I guess this is a movable item. Okay, I stand corrected. We got a couple of notebooks. Okay. Some pencils, maybe? Can I pick these up? No. Okay, well, we do have 3 notebooks in this room. That's great. But yeah, from a 0 sanity, 0 evidence standpoint, I do not enjoy playing on this map very much. Oh, also the ghost is giving us a phone call. All right, so that's the only map I'm actually going to put in the F tier. Moving on to the D tier, the first map is going to be Edgefield, actually. So the main reason Edgefield isn't higher on my list is that from a 0 evidence standpoint, the only place you can loop the ghost on this map is this couch. And it's not a very pleasant experience. I mean, I know I personally need to get better at it, but a lot of times I get caught on this coffee table. But then after that, you loop the ghost, right? You gotta run away and smudge. You gotta go like all the way over here. A lot of times I go down in this basement and hide down here. It's just like really awkward getting away, and it's not a fun time looping around this this couch. And then in relation to hiding spots, like going upstairs is probably a death sentence. Also, this map, this isn't like a huge thing, but for me this map feels like a little bit claustrophobic, which I guess from a certain standpoint, it's nice because you don't have to go very far to do stuff, but there's just so many rooms in such a small place. I will give it to this map though. There are a lot of like pick-upable candles you can use. There are many, many candles. And my final grievance with this map is that it is probably one of the most difficult maps to do a miling test on, which if you aren't familiar with how a miling test works, basically when the ghost is hunting, you have to stand like usually on the same floor as the ghost, and you sit in a hiding spot with your flashlight, and you're looking to see if you hear the footsteps before or after your flashlight flickers. But all these floors are so condensed that it's so difficult to find a spot to hide to also do this test. Here, we'll go in, I'll get the ghost to hunt, I'll show you how difficult it is to do a miling test. Like say, I usually have to go like way out of my way to do a miling test on this map. Like usually I have to just like sit in this corner and hope the ghost doesn't come in here and I don't have to smudge. Or I'll have a friend sit in a locker and I'll like try to bring the ghost in here and loop it so they can test for miling. It's just super inconvenient, but I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as a miling test goes on this map. Okay, so the ghost is currently upstairs, so we can't really do a proper miling test right now. I have to wait for it to come downstairs, if it even does. Here we go. So we actually got super lucky here, and the ghost stepped far enough into the living room to where we can see that, well, obviously this ghost isn't a miling because it's very slow. But we were able to see that the ghost wasn't on miling. But normally ghosts in this map, they don't do that. They don't like go into the living room. They'll come down here, walk over here. And so your flashlight's just flickering the whole time. And it's just, whenever I have to test for miling on this map, I'm always second guess myself. So Edgefield, lower on the tier list because very awkward looping spot, and getting to a hiding spot after that is also kind of awkward. So definitely not a map that is high on my list. Okay, so the next map on my D tier list is Blissdale. I don't really mind Blissdale that much, but it's just such a large map, and it's still considered like a small map, if that makes sense. All right, so let's hop in there so I can talk about it a little bit better. So yeah, if you didn't know, Blissdale is actually 3 floors. You have the first floor, second floor, and then the attic. And if the breaker can spawn up in the attic, and it's like so far to go to have to turn the breaker on, which in this case it's not up here. And as far as from a zero evidence standpoint, if the ghost is upstairs, it's really awkward. I have to like come up here and try to aggro it downstairs to be able to get a proper visual on it. And I just like I guess I have to go out of my way to like loop the ghost. These are like small things. I mean, I think this map is good. It's just not the most pleasant map to play on, I guess. I mean, a couple good things about Blissdale, right, is that you have these counters that you can crouch loop around with your flashlight. And you can also do the same thing around this dining room table. You can crouch loop, although both this counter and that table are kind of high, so it's a little difficult to see the ghost. But not like super duper pleasant for playing zero evidence on. So I don't have a whole lot of reasons why I've put this map super low on my list, but it just never has been like a map that I really enjoy playing zero sanity, zero evidence on. And the last map for the D tier category is going to be Maple Lodge. Now, as far as reasons for why Maple Lodge isn't one of my favorite maps, it usually comes down to like trying to figure out the ghost and no evidence. It's just a little awkward for looping and trying to get visuals on the ghost. I mean, I could try to loop him around the campfire, I suppose, but then try to get into this tent, which sometimes the tent doors are a little janky. Like right now, here we go. I was trying to grab the tent door and it like wasn't closing all the way. And the amount of times I've seen my friends die because they can't get their tent doors shut. And don't even get me started about if the ghost is either in these bathrooms. If the ghost is in these bathrooms, it is also miserable to try and like test for them and like hang out in this area. But the ghost is in this cabin. Oh my gosh. It is just like one of the worst things. Cool concept. Like aesthetically, I think this map is beautiful. I love it. I mean, you got this dock with this lake. You got Jason. Hey, Jason. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful map. But as far as like playing on it, it's not super fun. Like if the ghost is in here, hey, there's a bone. You gotta grab the key first. Hold on. If the ghost is in here, and I'm trying to like loop it and get a visual on it and stuff. First of all, you can't hear the ghost if you're here and they're inside the house. Like, you don't get any audio, so you can't really listen to see how fast or slow it is. And then two, if you're trying to like get a visual, you have to like lead it out here. And then this is like the only hiding spot nearby, so you have to somehow make it up back up here. So just not a super duper pleasant experience for the way that I play. It's, again, a lot of these maps that I put lower on the list, I still play them. Like, don't get me wrong, I still play the maps. It's nice to have the variety. But as far as like maps that I like want to just grind my 0 sanity, 0 evidence difficulty on, these are not those maps. But again, Maple Lodge is a beautiful map. All the maps I've listed are cool, just not my favorites. All right, now to move on to the C tier of maps. The first map I'm going to be putting in this category is Sunny Meadows Restricted. Now, you'll hear my opinion on this full access Sunny Meadows map later. But this is why Sunny Meadows is in the C category. And there's only a couple reasons why I haven't put Sunny Meadows Restricted higher on the list. It's because that, personally, I'd rather play on the full Sunny Meadows. But this map, so this is technically considered a small map. So with the different size maps, you get more money for getting the ghost correct. Like on the small map, it's like $10. The medium maps, it's like 25, 30. And then if you play in full Sunny Meadows, it's 50 bucks. Sorry, some of those numbers may be off. But basically, you get more money depending on the size of the map. But on this map, you only get 10 bucks for figuring the ghost right. And it can be a little bit awkward depending on like what part of the map you have unlocked. Like, it looks like we have the East Wing unlocked. So I think Sunny Meadows Restricted is fantastic for people that want to get the feeling for Sunny Meadows, but not have to look around the whole map for the ghost. And I totally get that. Like, personally, I don't mind looking for the ghost. But yeah, the only reason Sunny Meadows Restricted is lower on the list is because I would rather be playing on the full Sunny Meadows. All right, and the last map in the C category is Camp Woodwind. So again, aesthetically, this map is beautiful. Like, it legitimately feels like you're out camping while also hunting ghosts. So, wait, I don't even think I hit F to light that fire. Maybe I did. Anyways, but from a 0 evidence, 0 sanity standpoint, this is not a super fun map to figure out the ghost on. I mean, looping the ghost around the fire pit, the campfire, is pretty nice. I can do that and then usually get into this hiding spot. So that's usually not a problem. I mean, if I don't have this hiding spot, that's another thing. The hiding spots on this map are a little inconsistent. Like, I've several times safely hit here and still died. So that's another reason why Camp Woodwind isn't higher on my tier list. But if depending on what hiding spots you have, it can be a little sketchy playing on this map because there's just like so much line of sight that if the ghost is in the bathrooms and you're really far away and you hide, it's still very likely going to see you hide and you're going to die. Like, there's not a lot of opportunities to break line of sight, which typically, if I'm caught out of position, I'll come over here and like break a lot of line of sight. But yeah, trying to hide in this map can be a little bit of a nightmare. I know you can use the campfire. If the campfire is lit, you can use that to break line of sight. But sometimes that doesn't really go according to plan. And then as far as like figuring out the ghosts with no evidence, the ghosts are super wandering on this map. Like, it's always so difficult to pinpoint what ghost room they're in. Like, are they in the blue tent? Are they in the yellow tent? And then you get set up and then they move away. Whereas like on some of the other maps, I think the ghost just blew up my lighter. Whereas some of the other maps, it's a little bit easier to track where they're going. But I mean, I've had ghosts start in this tent and then go all the way over to like here. And it's just hard to keep track of what room they're in, where I need to put stuff to set up tests. And so from a 0 sanity, 0 evidence standpoint, not my favorite map to grind on. But again, aesthetically, it's a beautiful map. I still play on this map. I just don't try to grind levels and money and XP on this map. All right, now moving on to the B tier. So maps that are pretty cool, not my favorite, but I still love them. The first map is going to be Grafton. So reasons I like playing on Grafton, it's not my favorite map, but I do enjoy playing on this map, is because you have plenty of options for loopable spots, which are usually not too far away from the ghost, so it's easy to like get the ghost over here to loop them. Like this dining table, you can crouch loop the ghost. Yeah, I'll pick this up. You can crouch loop the ghost and get information. Same with this kitchen island in here. You can crouch loop the ghost. So pretty easy to figure out the ghost in this map. I mean, it's you know, not small by any means, but also not as big as Blissdale, to where it takes a long time to get around and whatnot. And then as far as like hiding spots, this map, even with 0 hiding spots, I'm right here, bro. As far as if you have no hiding spots as a modifier, you still have access to this crib, which if you didn't know, you can actually hide behind this crib. And this chair over here. So you'll always have these hiding spots, and these hiding spots are super safe. I think I've only died in these spots if somebody got me killed or if the ghost like saw me hide there. And a lot of times what I like to do on this map, so say if the ghost is downstairs, is I'll stand right here and I'll wait, and I can actually see the ghost come through the foyer, up the stairs, and I can get like a super long visual on the ghost and like say pay attention to its speed and whatnot. So a pretty pleasant map to grind 0 sanity, 0 evidence on. Again, not my favorite by any means, but it's got a cool vibe, a lot of good places to test for the ghost. I mean, I guess even if you wanted to, you could loop the ghost around this couch, although I don't ever do that because at that point then trying to get to a hiding spot is a little bit of a pain in the butt. But overall, Grafton's a great map. All right, so the next map on the B list is going to be Prison. Now, I really actually love the Prison map. A lot of times if you watch my Twitch streams, I'll joke around that Prison is my home. I've even like given house tours on this map. I love the vibe of this map. I mean, it is so well done. The attention to detail, again, like I was mentioning earlier, all the pick upable objects, there's just coffee cups, even handcuffs everywhere. There's also like so much hiding, which some of you may not feel like that, but like there's this here and even like spots. So let me back up a little bit. These chairs right here, you can actually crouch loop the ghost, and you can even like hide behind. So if the ghost comes in here, you can crouch right here and hide behind this stuff. So there's like a lot of places that may not be hiding spots, but you can like make into hiding spots and like easily test the ghost. But I'd say definitely the feel of this map is like one of my favorites. I think it's so well done. The only reason this map isn't higher on the tier list is that if the ghost happens to be in like A or B block, aka like the prison cell area, it's just not the most pleasant of experiences. Hi. I am recording. So like if the ghost is in this part of the map, let's see, hopefully I don't pop the breaker right here by doing this. There isn't any actual like legitimate hiding. I mean, normally what I do is I just go into a prison cell, shut the door, hide here, and pray for my life. But even then, like you can loop around these tables to get a good visual of the ghost and then go into that spot. And I mean, oftentimes, as long as the ghost doesn't spawn inside of me in this map or in this prison cell, it's like, oh look, we have the bone. Oh my god. Too bad I'm on a 0 times multiplier, else I'd be making bank right now. But yeah, I've oftentimes survived going right here. So this is honestly right here is the only reason I don't absolutely love this map. It's because if the ghost is in A or B block. But as far as like playing 0 sanity, 0 evidence of this map is not a problem for me. I mean, like I mentioned, there's really everywhere you go, there's some kind of hiding spot that you can make a hiding spot. Like this right here is a hiding spot. So if the ghost is like in the cafeteria or anywhere nearby, you can like do a test. You can go right here and then go hide.
You were always so good at finding hiding spots.
Was I?
So good. Oh my god.
I didn't realize that.
You usually won as a kid.
I'm the best.
So
I'm the best hide and seeker.
You
prepared me for this moment.
I knew.
You knew. He said, my daughter is going to make Phasmophobia content when she grows up, and she needs to know this information to teach the people where to hide.
I manifested it for you.
Look, I'm in prison right now. Okay, sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. I think we were talking about hiding spots. Yeah, but I mean, really anywhere you go, you can make a hiding spot. You can like, I feel super confident testing for any ghost type on this map. I mean, maybe if it's like a Yuri in A or B block, that might be annoying. But like even in this area, you can go hide over here. Like, look at this. It's like designed to be a hiding spot. So yeah, overall, I love prison. Just a little bit lower on my list because A or B block ghosts are the bane of my existence. All right, and now we're moving on to the A tier of maps. Actually, I only have one map in A tier, and that is going to be Ridgeview. So the reason I have Ridgeview so high up in my tier list is that it's, in my opinion, it is a fantastic map to play 0 sanity, 0 evidence on. I mean, this is the only loopable spot on the map, but if you save your sprint enough, you can actually loop this ghost like almost the whole hunt here without having to smudge, because the ghost gets so fast, they like run into this wall. But this is just a great spot to loop the ghost, and then... Where even are you? Oh, hi there. Wait, you just stared at the wall. What's going on, Marielle and Heather? So yeah, you can loop the ghost right here, and then you just come into this this fridge, you like smudge, and then it's a hiding spot right here, in case you didn't know. It's always here, it's never blocked. And also similarly, if you're over here, this piano is also a very good hiding spot. So you got like a lot of options downstairs to hide after you've looped the ghost or if you get caught out of position. I mean, upstairs, it's a little bit annoying if the ghost is in this hallway because they can roam all the way over here or like all the way over here, and then trying to test for like an Onryo or something can be a little bit frustrating, but it's just that's small potatoes to like what else this map has to offer. So definitely love Ridgeview. Not my favorite map, but in my opinion, a great map to grind 0 sanity, 0 evidence on. All right, and now we're moving on to the S tier. Actually, we have one map in S tier, and some of you may not agree with me on this. I know a lot of you probably won't agree with me on this, but Willow Street is actually my S tier map. So I can't really tell you why Willow Street isn't one of my favorite maps. I think it's a fantastic map, especially if you're playing on 0 sanity, 0 evidence. It has like so much to offer as far as looping the ghost. You have this kitchen island that you can crouch loop around. You have this truck that you can crouch loop around. The other two maps that we're going to talk about in a minute or so, they're my favorites, and like Willow just doesn't fall into that category for some reason. I think it's a great map. It's beautiful. It's a small enough map to where you don't feel like you have to go super far to get stuff done. It's just not my favorite for some reason, and I can't really tell you why. But a fantastic map to play 0 sanity, 0 evidence on. Great map to loop the ghost. Also, okay, I will say this map is S+ tier. Look a bone for doing yokai tests, right? Because you can sit right here, you can see the ghost. If it's a yokai, it won't come find you, and you can just watch it aimlessly walking around. So yeah, I do love Willow, but unfortunately it's not my favorite map. Okay, now we're moving on to my favorite maps, and a lot of you may have already known this because I talk about this all the time. But my two favorite maps, I could play on both of them all day, every day, are Tanglewood and Sunny Meadows, and this is why these are my favorite maps. I mean, I don't think I need to go into too much explanation as to why Tanglewood is a fantastic map and why it's my favorite map. I mean, it's like one of the smallest maps in the game. I don't know, is Camp Woodwind smaller than this map? But it's a very small map, so the ghost, it's very easy to find the ghost. Very easy. I can literally test for 14 ghosts in one hunt from this spot right here. Like if the ghost hunts and it's one of there's like 14 ghosts that you can figure out from just their hunting behavior, I can figure out their ghost just from this spot right here, and it's just for that reason alone is like one of my favorite maps to grind 0 sanity, 0 evidence on. So small map, easy to test for, lots of like clutch hiding spots if I choose to play with no hiding spots. Like for instance, you actually can hide if that spot in front of me is blocked. You can actually hide right here. I've survived many times hiding right there. Hello, bone. You also can, if this closet is blocked, you can actually smoosh yourself into this spot even if it's blocked, and the ghost won't find you. So and also Tanglewood's kind of the map that I learned how to play Phasmophobia on. Let me turn this TV off. This ghost is trolling me right now. This is like kind of the map I learned how to play Phasmophobia on. Like it's the tutorial map, but like when I think of Phasmo, I think of Tanglewood. And it really, in any game I play, if there's a certain map, like for example, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies, I learned how to play zombies on the town map. So that map's always had a special place in my heart and will always be my favorite. Same with Tanglewood. Like I learned how to play Phasmo on this map. It gives me that warm and fuzzy feeling, you know, when I play in this map. So Tanglewood is bae. On to Sunny Meadows. So a lot of you may not have Sunny Meadows very high on your tier list, and I get it. It's a very big map. It's scary. It's got all these ambient noises. It can be a pain in the butt to find the ghost, which is one of the reasons I play on 0 sanity, because if you play at 0 sanity, the ghost hunts, and you don't have to find the ghost finds you. But like first and foremost, this map is so beautiful. I mean, look at all the attention to detail. It's just, of course, I'm standing in a hallway with like nothing, but like there's a map of the map right here. Like how cool is that? You got this cool chapel that's just so wonderful with all these candles. You got so many like OP hiding spots you can sit in. It's just like when I play on Sunny Meadows, I feel like I'm actually ghost hunting. Like it's so legitimately creepy, and it's such a beautiful map that I just want to play on it all the time. I mean, for me, testing for the ghost on 0 sanity, 0 evidence is actually like super easy. I every part of the map, I already know like where to hide and how to do tests. Like if the ghost is up here, I usually hide in this spot and just get like a long visual of the ghost, and then hide here. I'm not gonna go through every part of the map, but like it's just like a super easy strategy for walking around, finding the ghost. Lots of good hiding spots. Also, probably one of the best reasons to play on Sunny Meadows is that if you quickly identify the ghost, instead of giving you like $10, like Tanglewood would give you, you get $50. So Sunny Meadows is objectively the best map to grind XP on if it doesn't take you too long, obviously, because you get the most money for quickly identifying the ghost. You get $50. So if you can get a strategy for like figuring out the ghost relatively quickly on Sunny Meadows, you can make so much bank. Like, it's so satisfying. Just a beautiful map. It's a beautiful experience. How many more times can I say beautiful? And you get so much money for playing on this map. I don't know. I love Sunny Meadows. Tankwood and Sunny Meadows are my favorite maps, and I don't really know if any other map can take that spot. It's just so wonderful. And also, the piece de resistance. Please hold. Actually, there's a couple things, right? Let's go down the basement. So you've got this really cozy padded room right here in case you want to come in here and ponder the meaning of life. I mean, it's so quiet. Just sit here. There's nothing. It's beautiful. And then you have the absolutely disgusting and revolting meat room. The squishy room. I won't stay in here long because I know some people think the sound's really gross. But that's just, this room is so iconic to Sunny Meadows. But my favorite part of Sunny Meadows, please hold. My favorite part of Sunny Meadows is this wonderful creature right here. Many of you know her as Lisa. Her patient number is at 7. I know her as Mary Helen Heather, and she is beautiful. And she has so many friends. Look at all of them. They're just hanging out with her. Best part of the map. Love you, Mary Helen Heather. Kisses. So, Sunny Meadows is wonderful. I love this map so much. So those are all the maps and why I love them and maybe don't love them. Let me know in the comments below, like, your ranking of maps. Like, feel free even to, like, use that tier list and post what your favorite maps are. Let me know how yours compares to mine, or if you want to share it all, I would love to hear. Otherwise, that's all I got for you guys in this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop the video a like. A like, it helps so much with the algorithm. If you love the video, drop it a sub. Otherwise, good luck ghost hunting, and I will see you in the next one.